Hey y'all, what's good? It's your girl Jamestina, and if you want to achieve this cute copper Auburn burnt orange unit, stay tuned.
Okay, y'all, we're going to get right into it. So these are the products that I'm going to be using today for this unit. We have the Clairol BW2 bleach powder. This is just the regular white powder. I have two Adore colors, 56 and 58, but I'm more so using 56. We're going to go ahead and get started putting in that bleach powder, and I'm going to use 30 developer because 20 is going to be too weak for a bleach bath, but that is basically what we are preparing. You're going to put your purple shampoo so that your hair will not be too brassy, and it's going to be even tone. That's what the purple shampoo does. Or you can just purchase the blue and purple powder, Clairol version. You're going to pour in the water. This is going to create your bleach bath. This is how we're going to saturate the hair and lighten it all at once, so it's just an easier process for you. So here's the unit. I'm going to put it in frontal first because we really want to bleach those knots, and we want this color to be bright from the front and just really be seen from the front. Now I'm really working the product into the wig. I'm making sure that this wig is saturated with the bleach, and you wanted to make sure that your bleach bath is thick. So if it was too thin, just add some more bleach powder and make sure you're mixing it very well because you don't want any patches in your hair or clumps of bleach in the water. So now I'm working it through the hair. I'm combing it through. We're going to let it sit for like 30 minutes and cover it with some foil, and we're going to come back. The foil helps it to process faster and better. So here it is after 30 minutes. As you can see, it is now a lighter brown. I am going to work the bleach through a little bit more, and I'm going to let it sit for 10 minutes before I rinse it again. Okay, now this has been sitting for about 40 minutes in the bleach bath. We're going to rinse it out with cold to lukewarm water. You don't want to damage the hair. So we're just going to rinse it out. Make sure you get your neutralizing shampoo to help stop the bleaching process and remove all the chemicals from the hair. We're going to do a deep condition as well. And this is the hair once it is completely washed and completely dried. I have not colored it yet, but as you can see, the color is perfectly lightened. Alright, now it's time for my favorite part, the best part, where we get this boiling hot water poured into a nice sized tub, and you're going to pour in your desired hair color, which this is 56 Cajun spice hair color. Mix it in really well until it's basically looking like muddy juice. And we're going to dip it in, and first, do not dip in the lace, please, because then you're going to tint the lace. So I'm just here making sure that I dip in as much of the hair as possible without touching the lace. And I'm not even going to lie to y'all, I got a little bit of the lace, but just avoid it. Now, this is how you know that the hair took the color, because the color at first was dark and now the water is translucent. So now we're going to take the freeze spray, and you're going to really coat the frontal lace or your closure lace, and you're going to coat it with the freeze spray, and you're going to dry it with your hair dryer. This is going to shield the lace before we add the color to the roots of the lace. So I went ahead and put a plastic bag over my mannequin because I know it's going to get messy, and we're just parting it through and being very careful. I'm using a fine toothbrush, and I'm using this applicator brush and the edge control brush as well. I'm doing a lot because I do not want to get any tint on the lace whatsoever, and you just want to be careful and work slowly and just really comb it through with your edge brush. But I'm getting on top and underneath each part. And girl, this is how it's gonna look. Perfectly saturated. The color is all over. Now after 30 minutes, we're going to rinse it out, and now we're going to get ready to pluck the lace. So of course we're going to brush the hair back because this hair is very dense. Get a spray bottle and your tweezers, and just going to work the water into the frontal wherever you desire. I'm mainly going to focus on this middle portion and a little bit on the sides of the frontal. You're going to get, these are hairpins or clothing pins, and we're going to start by parting the thinnest part out of the way because this first front part is already thin and we don't want to get that thinner. It's really the layer behind it that's very dense. And you're just going to start plucking in a zigzag motion. And what I mean by that is when you look at the hairline, it's like a straight line. But as you're working your way through, it's creating a zigzag type of motion. And here is the beautiful, new and improved frontal lace. Much more natural. Get an up close look at this. It's not as dense as it was before. And this is all the hair I plucked out. So me, when I do my frontals, I like to apply it. Well, not apply it, but put it on my head wet and make my part the way I want it. Once I have my part, I'm going to put it back on the mannequin and girl, slay it with some mousse and just comb it through so it's going to be laid and slayed. After we do all that, we're going to apply this heat protectant spray from Tresumme and we're going to work it through before we put her in the dryer. Because once we put her in the dryer, girl, it's going to be so nice, laid and slayed. And it's just going to be easier to flat iron. It's going to be nice and flat. Now for the edges on your head, you're going to slay it back with the mousse, your edge control brush, and a wrap. After you let that dry, we're going to cut it off. And we're going to get ready to put on our wig cap. Once you have that on, first thing we're going to do is make sure we put our powder foundation along where our frontal is going to lay. And I personally cut a small hole in my ear, a really small hole so it can lay flat where my sideburns are. So really small, girl, my ear was burning. I use the Bold Holds wig glue. I'm just going to put a dot 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 motion right in front of my hairline. Now I got a big head, so it looks like it's on my hairline, but it's right in front of my hairline, and I can even come a little bit closer because my head is huge. So you're gonna dot 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 motion, get your rat tail comb and spread it back like jelly, spread it back like jam, butter, because you want this to be thin layers. And we're gonna do 2 thin layers. You gotta make sure that each layer dries clear before you proceed to the next layer and before you put on the lace. So you're gonna spread that so thin, like now it's very tacky. I personally do not do the freeze spray method because I break out, but this is what I do and it works perfectly fine. Now let me show you how you're gonna lay your wig cap flat. We're gonna hold on to this band. So we're gonna keep the band and cut it, and you're gonna flip it back and don't let it roll, let it lay flat. So here you see I'm about to flip it, boom, and you see how it's flat back there? We don't want no capes back there. It's all gonna be laying flat. Next thing you're going to do is cut off the remaining wig cap, and because of this method that I use, girl, it was so easy to just cut it off. Make sure you get some good scissors. These are Red Kiss scissors. They do not snag, and you can cut as close to the skin as possible, and it was snatched, okay? So here I'm getting as close as I can. If you feel like you could get closer, even better. But if not, you can always get the wig glue and just apply a little bit more, emphasis on a little bit, and spread it like butter, spread it like jam, spread it like jelly, and press down hard. Do not be afraid. Because when you press down hard, that's what helps to melt it. You see that, girl? That joint is melted. I'm just cutting off a little bit more of the excess. And we're going to get ready to lay this wig. Now, trust the process. This is all part of the scalping process. You're going to apply your powder foundation onto the lace. So it's going to be scalp. It's going to slay. And I like to bring it from the back to the front. And this wig is very stretchy, so it works perfectly. And carefully and slowly lay your lace into that glue. Make sure you get an alcohol wipe to wipe off your rat tail comb, because that's what you're going to use to press the lace into the glue. You're going to want to work that through all around from your middle part to your sideburns, your edges, all that. Now y'all, I did change my part. I know you probably looking at that like I'm crazy, but I was not feeling the curvy on it anymore, so I did a bust down middle part. Now you're going to take your Velcro band and just really make sure that joint is tight so it can really lay and slay even more. I'm getting my wax stick and I am getting my hot comb. This is a Red Kiss hot comb. Girl, only pass one time, okay? Do not be double, triple passing. You're going to damage the hair. Now, we're going to take off the Velcro band, and that joint is slayed. It's scalp, but we are not done. We have to do the baby hairs. And I know you're probably looking at it like it already has baby hairs. It kind of does, but we have not styled it. So this is a wig that I've already previously used, so the baby hairs are already there, but I will show you when I do my sideburns how to cut your baby hairs and how to curl your baby hairs. Alrighty, so the baby hairs are there. I like mine on the thin side, not too thick. I'm going to get this Red Kiss 3/8 of an inch flat iron, and I'm just going to flip it. Be careful, girl. Don't burn yourself, because I kind of burnt myself a little bit there. And you're just going to flip all the baby hairs so it's easier to swoop with the mousse. So flip the baby hairs and flip the sideburns. And this is how I trim the sideburns. I use a razor and I use it on the side, not on top of the hair, because we want it to look like a triangle, not like somebody just came to a dead end road. Okay, girl? So get your Red Kiss flat iron, flip it out, and all the products that I use can be found on the link below in the bio and attached to this video. Once you have flipped all of your edges or the baby hairs, I apply one little pump of the mousse and swoop it, and that's all you gotta do, girl. Don't do too much, because more is less, less is more, however they say. And just apply it, girl, and boom, laid and slayed. So easy. Next, we're going to take this Fantasia Spritz Spray. I like to apply it to my finger so I have more control, and just tap, tap, tap it in, put on your Velcro strap, and continue to style. Now, I already flat ironed this hair on the mannequin before I put it on my head, so I'm really just focusing on the roots because the flat iron doesn't really get there that well. And we want this to really be a sleek look.
The last thing I like to do is, add my makeup, because the girls and the boys and the guys, everybody always has something to say about some lace. Like, at the end of the day, it's lace. You're going to see the lip. Okay, so get your foundation and get a good dense brush. Not a loose brush, but like a thick, dense brush. And I'm just going to dip into the powder, tap any excess. And really, I just dab it right in. Make sure it's not too much powder, but just dab it right in. They ain't playing with her. Okay? It look like scalp. And if you can see the lace, that means you're staring too long. And you're staring too hard. Just look and appreciate the beauty and look away. Okay? Thank you. This joint's scalp. After you spray your spritz, your Fantasia spritz, and your Design Essentials mousse, I like to lay my hair down with a do-rag. And the way you do that is basically you tie underneath. Well, first you gotta brush your hair back because you don't want no dents. And you're gonna need a paddle brush everywhere you go. So, put this right on top. Tie it underneath and do it just like the boys do, except you're doing it underneath. And I like it because, one, when you get the right do-rag, it stretches. And this joint stretches so nicely. The silk scarves do not stretch and they be hurting my ears. So you're gonna take this just like them boys do. And you tie it right around just like that. And you do the same thing And girl, when you wake up, them edges gonna be right in place like nothing ever happened. You tie it, you got your cape back there, and your extra long bonnet, and go to sleep. And it's gonna look so bomb. Okay, so now that we have laid it down, the final thing that I need to do, or that we need to do, see that? Yes, baby girl. What's that? So basically your hair is laid, your hair is slayed, and you're ready to go out and steal the show and steal the boys and steal the girls, okay? And that's that. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know I changed my outfit a lot in this video, girl, because I did this hair in like, it took me a week because laziness. But please subscribe to my channel. I'm always doing a bunch of different stuff, and I got more beauty videos coming. So see you later. Peace.